What a performance from Yoli Maitland. What a night for the youngster to go on and be victorious here in Madrid. A Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win. And I have a funny story to tell when she gets here into the studio. But as it stands now, La Artiste and Yoli Maitland are the champions of Madrid. Under the beautiful sun here in the Spanish capital, she was better than Christian Kuckuck, Marco Kutscher, Peter de Vos, Cian O'Connor, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and even the world #1, Kent Farrington. No one could beat Yoli Maitland. She was the rider to beat. Hans-Dieter Dreyer finishing in 3rd place on Elysium with a clear in 36.12. Only 4 out of the 7 jumping double clear. Cian O'Connor, Ken Farrington, and unfortunately Christian Kuckuck eliminated after coming out of the saddle with Chipano. He did look okay, had a heavy fall, but did seem to limp off. Hopefully we'll get an update that he is okay. Chipano seemed fine as well, which is good news there. But the story of the day is Yoli Maitland being crowned champion of Madrid. In fact, I just saw her walk over my shoulder, being guided into the ring. She will do some interviews. We will then bring her into the ring, and then there will be the official podium celebrations where we will see the top 3 riders, Marco Kutscher and Hans-Dieter Dreyer, joining Yoli onto the podium and go on and receive their trophies, receive their Longines timepiece, and receive some champagne as well, which will be a wonderful way to celebrate here in Madrid. I wonder if Yoli had to reschedule some flights now after this. We will find out. Here is a look at the round of Yoli Maitland. She was the 4th to come out after Ken Farrington, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and Cian O'Connor. At the time, Hans-Dieter Dreyer was the leader with a clear in a time of 36.12. After Yoli came in and jumped a clear in 34 seconds, shaving a huge amount of time off the round of Hans-Dieter Dreyer. Peter de Vos, Christian Kuckuck, and Marco Kutscher all followed, and none of them could jump a double clear inside the time of 34 seconds. And because of that, Yoli Maitland goes on to win in Madrid. I am very excited to have her in the studio. She had a great weekend in the Global Champions League with a clear, and take a look at what it means for her team. Take a look what it means for those in the kiss and cry. We also heard from her mom just shortly after. Her mom, by the way, who travels with her consistently on this tour, is always in and around the stages of the Longines Global Champions Tour, supporting her daughter wherever she is riding, says how hard she has worked for this moment and what it will mean for her to go on and win this moment. Maybe we try and grab her mom and have a chat with her as well. We will hear from Yoli and hear from 2nd and 3rd in a few minutes time. Let's show you then the head-to-head between Marco Kutscher and Yoli Maitland.
Perhaps just has got an early advantage. Marco Kutscher come to the
nail on the left, and here's where you can see already Yoli 1 stride ahead of Marco Kutscher in that time. Kutscher eventually stopping the time at 35.98, and there again beating him to the punch. Consistently ahead on La Artiste. There, 3 or 4 strides in front of Marco Kutscher. And from here, she just needed to keep it calm, keep her head of the game, keep La Artiste focused. And you can see there, finishing by a country mile in the world of show jumping, miles ahead, unfortunately, for Marco Kutscher and Aventador, who will now finish in 2nd place, ahead of Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and Peter de Vos missing out on a podium in 4th place. What a jump off, folks. What a jump off as we see Yoli go on to win. Thank you very much to Carlos Sancorero, giving us some insight, giving us some thoughts as to where the riders were able to go and pick up those victories, where they were able to shave off some time. And now, as I try and open up ever so slightly, you'll be noticing that they'll be building that podium right over here to the side of us, inside the stadium, where they will announce the top 3 and bring them into the ring. There's also a wonderful view of how many people have joined us outside the ring here. Hundreds of folks on that grass embankment, all trying to get as close to the ring as possible, all trying their best to get a bird's eye view of this winner. What a remarkable venue here in Madrid. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to talk about Joli Mitlineo, we have a moment to enjoy and talk about this wonderful ring that has been built by Santiago Varela here over this weekend in Madrid. Santi, welcome to the studio. How proud are you of this wonderful ring that you have built this weekend?
First of all, thank you to invite me to the studio, and I am really proud. Always for me this arena is very special because it was my first international show in my life, and after 40 years building as assistant or as course designer, for me it's still been a super special day. You know, the Madrid Grand Prix is always very, very special for me, and I think today it was a super Grand Prix. I think it was super technical Grand Prix, big, but fair for horses. Very complicated for the riders. They need to think what horse they are riding today. And I think the result, it was fantastic. And Joli made a super amazing jump off. But first of all, the 7 that made the clear round, it was absolutely unbelievable. But the jump off of, she made a unbelievable jump off.
Santi, how do you balance challenging? Because you're right, you must challenge the riders. They're the best in the world. How do you challenge the best in the world, but you try and give the fans what they want, which is clear rounds?
You need to think, first of all, on the horses. And when you think on the horses, you are in the correct side. And if you are in the right side, normally things happen in the right way. But, you know, also you need to be lucky. You know?
Yeah.
And today, I think it was good. And there are a lot of 4 points. That is, and the people that make more than 4, even in that cases, the horses didn't suffer, no? And this is really nice. The horses jump very well. The arena was fantastic today, and I think that the horses jump very well, and the rider did a great job, and I am very proud for that.
Can we talk about this line over here? At one stage, we thought maybe it might be a very big 6. No. Then 7 looked normal. We saw 1 or 2 8s as well. What was your planning behind this line over here?
In the double?
Yeah.
The plan is the right one. I believe it was 5 long, 7 normal, and 4 long.
Okay.
This is the right. The original plan was this one.
I like how you talk about the horses being the priority, and you are very correct, because the fans want clears, the riders want clears, but you put the horses first, number 1 always, correct?
Always. This is always that I told with the people, and when we did the seminars, for us, the horses is our friend, is our brother. The horses are first of all, because without the horses, this sport will not exist. That means that we have care on the horses. The first thing is in all course designers in the world are the horses. For us, it's the most important. After, the riders are, one day they have better day or not, but the horses for us are our priority.
Yeah, Santi, this is fantastico. Gracias por todos. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Well done on a wonderful course. We now go and join the podium celebration. All right.
Thank you very much.
There we are. Santiago Varela joins us in the studio, and we will go through to the podium celebration in a few moments' time. The top 3 riders from Madrid, Marco Kutscher, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and as we said, your champion of Madrid, Joli Mitlineo, make their way out into the ring. Let's go join the podium celebration.
Take some doing. They're hard fought, and when you've beaten the quality of Marco Kutscher and Hans-Dieter Dreyer, then this is a very special moment for her, and she can reflect on a brilliant job done here in Madrid as they get ready for the presentation, bringing her horse forward. Gets off to come onto the podium.
de este Gran Premio de Madrid. Empezando por el tercer clasificado. Ha sido líder durante unos minutos, ha estado a puntito de lograr su segunda victoria en la competición. Gran prueba la suya. Gran aplauso, por favor, para Hans-Dieter Dreher.
The man who's been in the vanguard of German show jumping for
coming in now to the arena is
Hans-Dieter Dreher.
Coming in, Hans-Dieter Dreher. Lovely to see him. He's had a great weekend because he was part of the winning team on the Global Champions League. So a third spot here. And lovely to see Marco Kutscher back onto the podium again. But he just couldn't find a way to get past the winner, but here is the winner being announced onto the podium.
Global Champions Tour, su primer Gran Premio 5 estrellas, día inolvidable para ella, ovación inolvidable para ella, Joli Mytilineau.
And Joli Mytilineau comes up onto the podium. She will be loving every minute of this. And her two rivals in their 50s, but the young gun has won it. Now it's time for the Greek national anthem, and it will ring round this famous arena that has seen many special sporting moments.
Primera vez que suena el himno nacional de Grecia en honor de un ganador de un gran premio, Longines Global Champions Tour. Ha sucedido aquí en Madrid y ahora vamos ya a proceder a la entrega de premios, empezando por el tercer clasificado. Jan Tops, presidente y fundador de Longines Global Champions Tour, va a entregar el trofeo al tercer clasificado, el alemán Hans-Dieter Dreher.
Presenting the third prize. But I think he'll be so pleased that he's been able to shake the hand of the winner, because vindicating what he's been trying to do in the Longines Global Champions Tour is give opportunities for second. Next up, from the president of the Federation of the Spanish Horse Federation, we have Javier Ruvelta coming forward to present the prize to Marco Kutscher.
President of the Royal Spanish Federation for Equestrian Sport.
And then in big moment, nice to see Marco Kutscher back on the podium. And the Longines watch will be presented now with Elena Orozco, the brand manager for Longines in Spain, and presenting her first Longines watch. And I'm sure she will treasure this, because this is a big moment.
Brand manager Longines Spain making this presentation to our winner, Ioli.
So Ioli now receives that watch.
El trofeo, ese precioso trofeo que va a recibir a continuación como ganadora del Gran Premio de Madrid.
The Grand Premio de Madrid now going to be presented, a lovely trophy.
El alcalde de Madrid, don José Luis Martínez Almeida, se dirige al podio para entregar ese trofeo como ganadora del Gran Premio de Madrid a Joli Mytilineau.
Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix.
14th International of Madrid and the Grand Prix of Madrid itself. We're honoured to have the Mayor of Madrid.
It's a big trophy, but it's going to be lifted with great pride, receiving it from Jose Luis Martinez and the Mayor of Madrid. What a moment.
Con esa gran copa, con ese gran trofeo que ha ganado aquí en Madrid. Ya hemos
winning her first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. I think it's her first one. She's been keeping on the tour, but to do this will feel really good. But now she's getting that champagne feeling. And
Más segura a caballo que pie a tierra, Yoli Mitilenu. No se cae a caballo.
Something she might need to learn a bit more, how to deal with the champagne, but her two rivals being a little bit, well, they've got but they've decided that a little gentlemanly discretion, as poor old Yoli was unable to get her bottle of champagne open, but she will treasure this moment, and I'm sure she will enjoy that little bit of champagne.
Let's get these three riders back with their horses.
So
with these two legends of the sport, Marco Kuchar, Hans-Dieter Dreher.
Here we go. There we go. Just a little
40-strong
glimpse of those three. They will remember this. But such a big day for our winner here, Yoli Mitilene, as they go back to their horses for the Roll of Honour. What a contest, what a Grand Prix. And you can see what it means to the second and third. They're happy to be on the podium, Marco Kuchar and Hans-Dieter Dreher. But ultimately, the youngest rider to get through to that jump off has shown them all a clean pair of heels. It's a big moment. Still probably not quite sure what's happened for Yoli Mitilene, but she can savour every second of this lap of honour. It's Yoli Mitilene coming round. Well done to her, treasuring this moment. What a great performance from our horse as well. He got a and a magnificent Grand Prix. On the face of it, a surprise winner. But there was nothing surprising about the manner of her victory. Thoroughly deserved, because she proved the cream of the crop, beating some of the best riders in the world, including the world #1, Ken Farrington, who struggled in the jump-off. But it's Yoli Mitilene being acclaimed by the crowd here as our winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix 2025.
The walk of a champion, the walk of your 2025 Madrid Longines Global Champions Tour champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Yoli Mitilene, that camera is going to stay with her until she makes her way all the way back up into the studio, all the way back up to this very spot next to us, but only after some more champagne is enjoyed by her groom and by her team. We will hear from Rosie Turner again shortly, who will once again get some reaction, this time from third place finisher in Hans-Dieter Dreher, second place finisher in Marco Kuchar. And we will take Yoli Mitilene all to ourselves. Floss Jones from Global Champions, walking her up, being heavily watched. Yoli into the studio. Max from Iron Dames guiding her up the stairs. That's our studio right above her. That is the Riders' Tribune that she walks through. She's going to work her way through the crowd here to our left. And then we're going to continue watching her make her way up the stairs into the studio, and then have a conversation with us after Her first ever 5-star win. Her first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win. She came close in A Coruña last year, and now she has gone one step better, one step further, and is now a champion on the Longines Global Champions Tour. A woman that describes herself not as very quick and describes her horse as not as very quick, has gone on to beat everybody. Ken Farrington, Christian Kukuk, Kian O'Connor, Peter de Vos, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and Marco Kutscher, all of them trying their best, yet no one was better than this lady right here, as Yoli Milineo joins us in the studio. I have a wonderful story that I want to try and bring up as we get ready. No, it's not bad at all. To show you the belief that show jumpers have in themselves, and to show you how mean and horrible and terrible TV presenters are. We were talking earlier this week, and I asked you when I would see you again. I think you said Paris. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I said, Yoli, great, I'll see you in Paris. And you said to me, why won't I see you at the end of the Grand Prix on Sunday? And I said, oh, yeah, ditto, I probably should. Yeah, I'll leave the door open for you. Yoli Mitlineo, here you stand with me with a first ever 5-star win, a first ever LGCT Grand Prix win. How on earth are you feeling?
Oh, I don't even know, to be honest. Like, I can't believe it. I really, really can't believe it. Like, I've only just started pushing the limits in the jump off, so for it to pay off so soon is wild. I mean, people wait years to win a Grand Prix.
Of course. All weekend long, in fact, you've been telling us that you are not incredibly quick. Your horse is not incredibly quick. No. But the performance that you gave, the strides that you took out, the time that you set, all of that tells me otherwise. So how did that happen? Where did that come from?
Yeah, well, I think what it is that when you don't believe that you're something, then you just might as well give it your all. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you haven't got expectations, you just go in and do what you can. I mean, for me, there was no point to go in there and just try and be a nice clear. You know, I'd rather have had the one down and been the fastest one down.
When given that opportunity, finishing third is not a question.
Exactly. So I thought I'll just risk it all and hopefully be on the podium. And I didn't think I'd be first, but I would have been happy with the podium. So to win is yeah, I mean, it's just incredible.
This little fence over here that looked to either be a 7, some try to add a stride and make it 8, a 6 looked really risky. What was your approach over here?
Was that to the Oxer after the doubles?
Coming out of the doubles.
So I didn't realise people did 8.
Yeah, some did. You didn't even feel the need to.
No, I came out and Caroline Paul said to me like, oh, yeah, you did 6 and 7, right? Yeah. And I was like, well, yeah, what did everyone else do?
Did that just
they did 7 and 8.
Did it not feel like a risk to go there?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, okay, he's got such a big stride.
Is that Bautist's just ability to make it seem so smooth?
Yeah, he's got such a big step that honestly to add an extra stride bothers him way more than to leave out. I mean, the first round I did 5 to the last and I could have done 4. Like, he's so easy to move forward, and because he's careful, I can trust that he's going to come off the front rail well. So, yeah, for me, it was 6 and 7 every day.
Is it more ridiculous as to how easily you won this? And by easily, I'm talking time now, because in this sport, milliseconds is massive. You shaved off almost over 1.5 seconds. We're almost talking 2 seconds in the world of show jumping. It's an enormity. It makes it look very casual. Are you surprised that not only did you win, but in fact, number 2 was miles behind you?
Yeah, shocked.
Joking about making it 4 or 5. There was no need. That's the point I'm making. It just felt so casual.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, I said to my groom, Danny, like, I just go in and try to be as smooth, because I think the smoother you can be, the faster you'll be. If you kind of pulling and kicking, you're always going to be slow. So I thought I'm just going to pick up a rhythm and see what I get at each fence. And it's a little bit what I did in the first round as well. And okay, it wasn't for time, but it worked out with the rail staying up. So yeah, I mean, I'm really, really trying to get quick, and to win is a huge confidence boost, because, you know, now I can have faith in the fact that I can be quick, and I don't need to push as much anymore. I can use my natural rhythm and hopefully be fast enough.
What an ominous sign to those around you that if you do not think you are quick yet, that rhythm shaves so much time off. Have you had a chance to talk to your mum?
My mum, of course.
I know. I want to make sure that conversation was had. I don't know how wild things got back there.
Yeah, she was even in the ring.
What is the message from your mum?
Yeah, she's so happy. I mean, I can imagine she'll probably cry. Like, I'd say she's received 1 million texts. She's one of my biggest supporters. So. Did
you have some messages for her? Because I'm sure, like you were about to say, she's been with you down this entire journey, hasn't she?
Yeah. She's been since day one. You know, so. for Mum. I mean, I can't thank her more for what she's done for me and all the support that she's had and the belief that she's had in me, put it that way. You know, she's at most shows with me, and yes, she loves it just as much as I do, so I think that's really important, and to have somebody like that on your side is always amazing.
Have you even given it a thought that you're going to be jumping in a Super Grand Prix in Prague later this year?
I actually have given it a thought.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very different venue, obviously, small indoor, but now that we know that we're in, we're going to make a really good plan to try and get there. I've got a couple horses that I think could suit. So, yeah, we're going to hopefully be in this same position in Prague.
Since I didn't give you the belief the first time around, I will put it on camera right now. I will leave the door open for you in Prague, and I will make sure that for that LGCT Super Grand Prix that there is a spot right here. Sum up for me how you're feeling right now at the end of the day. Dust is trying to settle, emotions are hopefully settling down. Take a breath and tell me what is going through your mind right now.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the fact that I stink of champagne.
It could not smell any better. I would not want to be sprayed with anything else than a wonderful bottle of champagne in Madrid after a Grand Prix.
Yeah, fair, me neither. But yeah, it's so hard to know. You know, everybody always says it, that they're speechless, but it's true. Yeah. Like, you really don't have anything to say. Like, a first 5-star win, the last time I won a Grand Prix was in 2021, and that was a 3-star. You know, I'm not a winner. I've not won much, so to win this is yeah, today, and hopefully it continues. So
well, today you are the biggest winner here today, and I have a feeling that after this performance, you talk about the belief. I think that what this shows to those around you, what it shows to yourself, is that this is very much possible on a far more regular scale. So congratulations on an incredible, incredible victory today. Joli Mitlineo discovering that she can indeed be the best, and right here in Madrid, going on to win her first 5-star victory, her first LGCT Grand Prix win here in Madrid in 2025. This is what the now overall rankings look like at the end of Madrid, and the impact of today's Grand Prix and what it means on those standings. As Gilles Thomas now moves into second place and overtakes Edwina Tops-Alexander. Dennis Lynch comes up to third. Abdel Said making up points, the winner in Doha earlier on this year. Scott Brash, winner in Shanghai, drops down to 6, while Marcus Eining, Hans-Dieter Dreher move up, and Jacques Sadran now enters into the top 10 as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap of Madrid. It has been an outstanding week here of the Longines Global Champions Tour action. We have not a very long time. In fact, I think it's barely 2 weeks until we see you once again here. You will join us in the south of France. You will join us on the Côte d'Azur, and we will see you for the next stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour. That will be live in Cannes. Adios.